Okay, ladies and gentlemen, commissioners, we're going to go ahead and get started and convene our regular village council meeting. This is our Monday, February 23rd, 2026 meeting of the village council. Since it is National Students Week, and we have several guests from District 91 with us tonight, we're going to do something a little bit differently with the pledge. We're going to have the pledge led by two D91 students. We have with us Yaya Aladal and Owen Rummel. Would you all please come up? And we also have Luna Foster Flores and Daphne Woods. So we're going to have four students. You'll want to kind of post yourself near the American flag and get a good view of it. District 91 is in charge. Let us know when you're ready. You're going to face the flag, right? You're going to face the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sure. So we're going to take some pictures real quick with the students. Come on down. The lawyers. Parents want to be on there? Parents? Maybe some parents? Come on, parents. Yeah, you go. Yeah. So commissioners, these students and District 91 families represent many of the institutions in Forest Park. And these particular students are D91 lifers. They've gone to school here ever since first grade. And they've taken part in Boys and Girl Scouts, Forest Park Middle School athletics as participants and as managers, after school clubs, including the anti-bullying club, and I guess video gaming club, Saturday Academy, National Junior Honor Society, Challenge. My kids were in Challenge, and their families include Board of Education members, PTO representatives, and some of the best of our community in terms of awesome volunteers. So we thank you for attending this meeting tonight, and just for being a good village partner. So thank you, District 91. Superintendent Hubbard, we appreciate you being here tonight. All right. Okay, we're at roll call. Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Maxham? Commissioner Nero?
Here.
Commissioner Mellon Ragovan?
Here.
Commissioner Vogt? Mayor Hoskins?
Here. Okay, approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the February 9th regular council meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Ragovan. Discussion? Discussion on the minutes?
Yeah, they were corrected today, and I think everyone got an updated. We're voting on the updated one.
So we're voting on the updated minutes. Any questions on the minutes? All right, Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim? Commissioner Nero? Commissioner Mellon Ragoven?
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt?
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins?
Aye. Approval of the minutes from the closed session minutes of the Village Council meeting from February 9th. Is there a motion to approve the closed session meeting minutes?
I will make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Ragoven. Discussion. Okay. Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim? Commissioner Nero? Commissioner Mellon Ragoven?
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt?
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins?
Aye. Okay, we're at public comment.
Mr. Lou Arzon?
Good evening. My name is Lou Arzon. I'm a housing provider here in the village, and I'm also a resident of Elmhurst. I want to raise a communication gap that is creating avoidable friction. For recent initiatives such as water meter upgrades, lead service, water line replacements, notices have been distributed primarily through flyers to the doorsteps of affected buildings. As a result, non-occupant owners such as myself are often unaware of these initiatives and developments. As a housing provider, I am responsible for coordinating access, answering tenant questions, and ensuring work proceeds smoothly. I want to be transparent. I've raised this concern directly with several offices in the village here. And despite those conversations, this process has not changed. I continue to be out of the loop regarding these communications and these developments, and that's why I'm bringing this to the village today. My request is relatively straightforward. When the village issues these notices that require access or owner coordination, please also send those notices to the registered property owner or the water account holder. This is a small procedural change. It would reduce confusion, improve compliance, save you guys time, and missed appointments and follow-ups. I ask you guys, humbly to formalize this standard. I think it's pretty reasonable. We're just trying to do the right thing. Help us help you guys.
Thank you. Administrator Entler.
Just want to read into record a proclamation recognizing National Public Schools Week. Whereas public schools are the foundation of a strong, vibrant communities providing high-quality education, support, and opportunity to all children. And whereas National Public Schools Week is observed nationwide to honor that essential role that public education plays in preparing students for academic success, responsible citizenship, and meaningful participation in our local and national economy. And whereas Forest Park School District 91, its educators, staff, administrators, and school leaders demonstrates an ongoing commitment to fostering safe, inclusive, and innovative learning environments for all students. And whereas the schools of Forest Park School District 91, including Betsy Ross Elementary School, Garfield Elementary School, Field Stevenson Intermediate School, and Forest Park Middle School, serve as centers of learning, community engagement, and student development, supported by dedicated teachers, support staff, families, caregivers, volunteers, and community partners. And whereas the Village of Forest Park recognizes that strong public schools are a shared responsibility and a vital investment in the future of our community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Village of Council of Forest Park hereby recognizes National Public Schools Week and expresses its deep appreciation for the dedication of Forest Park School District 91, the achievements of its students, and the partnerships between our schools and the broader community. Be it further proclaimed that the village encourages all residents to take part in celebrating and supporting our local public schools, acknowledging their essential role in shaping the future and ensuring opportunity for every child this 23rd day of February, 2026. Signed, Rory Hoskins, Mayor, Village of Forest Park. We will have copies for the school district and for each of the schools as well. We'll get those too. Thank you.
Thank you, Administrator. Okay, there are no formal communications before the council tonight. Commissioners, each of you all received department reports, one from Public Works, one from Public Health and Safety, and one from the Community Center. If there are any reactions or feedback to the reports, now is the time, Commissioners.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate the time it takes to put these department reports together. The annual reports are very helpful. So for all the staff, Sal, I know that you do a weekly as well, but it's nice to annualize the accomplishments and what's been going on in the village. It's very helpful for us as council members, certainly for myself. And Director Glinke, I do appreciate, especially the section of development activity. It's exciting to see what's going on Franklin and how that's going to help to bring some much needed development to Forest Park. So I appreciate that. Thank you all.
Yeah, I just wanted to also support Commissioner Nero's comments about how helpful and appreciated the reports are that we received from the departments. I think, and I would encourage village residents to read the reports that have been provided, because they provide a really unique window into the community center and Department of Public Health and Safety and Department of Public Works in particular in this month. The annual reports as well are very insightful. In particular, just speaking on behalf of Public Works, Sal's detailed report about the Public Works Department really illustrates the ways that our village depends on the department to ensure a safe, reliable infrastructure for the operations of our entire village, and how Public Works really does underpin the services and the functions of the village departments that serve our residents every day, and how thoughtful and reliable our Public Works Department is, and the underpinnings of the events and outreach that our residents experience, and how much Public Works is a part of that. So, and the fact that all of our departments experience challenges and, you know, and despite that, stay within budget to understand the fiscal challenges we face, but yet provide an excellent level of service. Public Works is a great example of that. And just want to highlight how much Sal's report informs our residents, what the Public Works Department does and how they serve our residents every day. So thank you.
All right. Commissioner Vogt.
Thanks. And I think I said this 2 weeks ago as well, but it's great to get these reports from all the different departments, and I definitely encourage residents to check them out. And speaking again for Public Works, I really appreciate Sal, your report. You had a lot of data, a lot of facts. It was very transparent, provided a lot of information for our residents and our fellow council members about the department and the demands and challenges that you face. You provided a clear picture of your approach to addressing those issues and meeting the needs of the village while navigating tight budget constraints. So I won't, reiterate it or read it to all of you, but I highly encourage everybody to check it out. And I just want to say, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. If there are no more comments or feedback to the department reports, we're going to go ahead and move down to bills by resolution. Deputy Clerk, whenever you are ready.
Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for their respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $188,726.51. Public Affairs, $11,167.80. Police Department, $6,742.09. Community Center, $288.16. Clerk's office, $40,878.22. Fire department, $937.58. Department of Health and Safety, $3,940. Streets and public improvements, $31,985.05. Public property, $13,458.86. Seizure, $535. Federal customs, $3,411. TIF, $10,725.86. VIP, $6,155.60. Water Department, $314,519.41 for a total of $633,471.14.
Thank you, Deputy Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to adopt the resolution on the bills?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
Hero, second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Deputy Clerk?
Commissioner Maxam, Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Ragoven,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is Resolution 14-26.
All right. There is no unfinished business in front of the council tonight. We're going to move down to new business. And the first item is a presentation by Burke Engineering for the 3-year infrastructure plan. Jim?
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate being able to present twice tonight. Hopefully everybody has this presentation, yes? Okay, good. I feel a lot better about this one. Off to a better start. So we're here to talk about infrastructure, my favorite topic. We had started a 3-year infrastructure plan, which encompassed 2024, 2025, 2026. Obviously, we're in the last year of that. So we'll talk about what we had planned, what we did, and what we're planning on doing, which will include roadway assessment, alley assessment, and the 2026 plan. As I had mentioned, years 1 and 2, 2024 and 2025 of the plan have been carried out. Some of it with modifications. Multiple projects have been completed, and some of them just pushed to future years. So without further ado, we'll dive right in. On the north side, what we have is the original plan overlaid with what the changes were. So you'll see we had Van Buren Path. We pushed that project back as we're waiting to figure out what's going on with the ComEd poles and easements. We had Monroe and Adams water main and resurfacing between Jackson and Des Plaines. That was been pushed due to funding. We have Burkhart Court. Again, anything that's in that blue box got modified. So Burkhart Court got pushed. That was originally supposed to be done this calendar year, 2026. We pushed Marengo and we pushed Elgin, which Elgin now we have some funding for that we'll talk about. We talked about a little bit before, but we'll talk about in more length later. And then we have Jackson. So Jackson is scheduled for this summer. Moving to the south side, we've added the alley with the MWD funding. That was the 800 block Beloit Thomas. We added lead service line stage 1 and stage 2, which is the blue shape and the call it purple fuchsia shape, if you will. And then we postponed the Lathrop resurfacing and postponed the alley immediately behind that due to funding. So quick update on the roadway assessment. This is very similar to what we had in the past. For this version, we just updated the improvement last year, which included Ferdinand Avenue. But it shows good, average, fair, and poor in a gradient scale, with good being dark green and then poor being the orangish color. You'll see there's some W's, a blue W and a red S that indicates whether a proposed water main is scheduled or proposed storm sewer. Same thing on the south side, same legend, everything like that. So we take that information and that's how we develop and determine which streets we're going to go after. Same thing with the alleys. We have an assessment here. This is the north side, same kind of scale, good being green, poor being red or orange. It's important to note that we've done a great job of improving the alleys throughout the village. Over the last 3 decades, we've made 103 alley reconstructions. So all those new alleys have that inverted crown, so the water goes through the center of the alley and then into a drainage structure. The ones that haven't been converted are typical, and the water flows towards the edge of the right of way or toward the garage, and that's where it usually ponds and settles. So there's still type's a little small in here. Still 15 alleys left to do, 2 on the north side and 12 or 13 on the south side. But making great headway on the alley improvements. Okay. So what's our plan for this coming year? We have on the north side, we have a CDBG application that we'll be submitting for Burkhart Court. That's in the blue box there, Burkhart, just north of Madison. Water main and resurfacing, that'll come to the board for the first meeting in March for approval. And the application is due late March. In green, you'll see there's that shape. That's the lead service line stage 3 project that we are currently in the process of awarding. There was a notice of intent to award at a previous meeting and working through the final part of the IEPA loan or principal forgiveness application there. You'll also see we have Jackson Boulevard. That's water main and resurfacing from Des Plaines all the way over to Harlem. And then on the bottom left, there's 3 IDOT led projects. So starting on the farthest bottom left, that's a bridge on 290 over the river. In the middle, you'll see there's kind of that big rectangular shape behind the CTA. IDOT's planning on doing a tunneling project underneath 290 to provide drainage for the 290. That is where they're going to be staging the majority of their equipment and doing the tunneling from. That eventually will be connected to the pump house at the southwest corner of the river and 290. And then the last IDOT-led project is the Des Plaines Avenue Bridge over I-290. We were told that those are all occurring this year. There's a chance that maybe they don't all go this year. We will keep staff informed of anything that we hear from IDOT. Moving along, we have the south side. You'll see that there is some of the purple shade there for lead service line stage 2. That's the remnant, what's left over to be completed, those areas. And then we also have a alley reconstruction. That's a green alley. We are getting MWRD funding participation. That's the 800 block Thomas Hanna. And then just for everybody's information, I had mentioned that we're doing a CDBG application. Every so often, the areas of eligibility for CDBG change. So I wanted to just share this exhibit. The areas in green are the areas that are eligible for CDBG funding. That went into the thought process when we had selected Burkhart Court. So here is the 2026 infrastructure plan in table format. I'll read through this quickly from top to bottom. So we have the IEPA lead service line inventory at $40,000. That is not shown on anywhere on the exhibit because it's not specific to one location. We are anticipating getting IEPA funding for that, which would fully fund it. We have the lead service line stage 2, which is wrapping up. That's a $2.4 million project. And stage 3, also the same dollar amount. We haven't started construction on that yet, but that's $2,465,000 total project cost, all IEPA principal forgiveness fund. And then the next one we have is stage 4. We're optimistic that we'd be getting another stage of lead service line replacement. So what we've budgeted for this would be just the design of that, anticipating putting the construction engineering in the subsequent 2027 calendar year. So we will only do that if we get notice that we'll get awarded, which would happen in July. We have the next project is the Green Alley 800 block Thomas Hanna. MWRD will be participating in the funding. They are participating $326,700. So the village has $463,000 of their own money to put into that. Next project we have is the Jackson Water Reservoir repairs, the feasibility study. That's a project that we've already started on, the $227,000. That was at feasibility study. We looked at Altenheim, we looked at the CTA. There's a little bit of money remaining in that we are working on still to keep the project advancing as we look for funding and continue to go through the IEPA process. Next project we have is the detailed design for that. So that would be putting together the detailed plans for the reservoir, for the parking lot, for the pump station, for the transmission main. So the fee on that is $750,000. That would also be water fund. Next project I have is the 400 and 500 block of Harlem and Elgin water main design. That also includes Adams between Harlem and Elgin. That is a project that we are fortunate to be receiving EPA STAG funding through Danny Davis's office. As Administrator Entler had mentioned, we still have to go through some paperwork to acquire that, but it has been earmarked for us, which is great. So the dollar amount that is earmarked is $1,092,000. This design would not be included in that. The thought would be that we would design it with local funds, and then we would use all that money for construction, as the construction amount will exceed that $1 million that we would want. And as the Administrator had mentioned, we can also tailor back on that scope to get it closer to the funding amount. The true cost for that would be about $2.5 million for that full project. So we're looking at doing like half of it potentially. Next I have on the list here is the Jackson resurfacing and water main. That's Displains to Harlem. That was bid through IDOT in the January letting. And the total project cost on that is $3.7 million, which has some VIP, some water fund, and some STP funds. We have reached out to the Council of Mayors to request additional STP funds. They've changed some of the rules and regulations on how you can make that request. We need to be into the project. We need to have spent 75% of the grant fund before we can request any additional funding. So that would be something that we could request if we move forward in the middle of the job, or I guess in the last quarter of the job, we can ask for additional funding through the Council of Mayors. And then we also have the 2026 sidewalk program. We penciled in $60,000 as we've done, or similar to what we've done in the past. And then the last project that we have listed on here is the BNRWC connection, which, as everybody knows, is the Brookfield North Riverside Water Commission. So that is just a placeholder for potential future connection with them. Right now, the village gets all of their water through a water main on Jackson Boulevard from City of Chicago. So BNRWC has their own feed that runs through town. If we wanted to, they've offered to the village for us to hook up to that. The reason why I mention this is that our main on Jackson is over 100 years old, Sale? 75? Okay. So it's something that we want to consider for long-term planning as an option to repairing our existing main. So with that, I appreciate everybody's time, and I'll turn it over for questions or comments.
Questions for Engineer Emilio? Commissioner Maxim.
So on this project list, there's the feasibility study and the detailed design for the water reservoir. So is that in addition to the 13 million for the, or is that included in the 13 million total cost? The water reservoir that we mentioned before that we're taking the grant out for. I mean, the loan out for.
Yeah, good question. So it is included in that 13 million. In theory, you could take out less of a loan, or you can pay yourself back the full 13 million and pay yourself back for this. As we enter into the contract for the 750,000, we will include the documents that make it loan eligible. Yeah.
Anything else?
This is actually more for Administrator Entler. So I had asked for some additional information about projects and then for the, let's see, the Green Alley, the 800 block of Thomas and Hannah. We're looking at a total project cost estimated of $789,000. In the spreadsheet you gave me, that was at 1,300, well, I'm sorry, 1,356,000. And then, that included another block. I have to look up which one. So
It
I'm
included
assuming
the
that,
600 block. And
so I'm
so,
assuming that this is without that block.
correct,
Okay.
based on the funding that we got from MWRD, we decided to take one of the blocks out so that it would be less on our village funding portion of it.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions for Jim?
Yeah, just wanted to thank you for reviewing the project list. I think one of the things that is important to keep in mind with the project list, and it's great to work with Jim and his team, is that this is a project plan, and depending on the funding that comes in and the type of funding that comes in, this is a plan that we then come back to the council for review, and as we receive the actual funding for approval, once we have the actual grant funding or funding plan that comes into place, and then more details come into place as to how the project shapes up. But this is a great planning document, and these things don't go forward without the great insight and approval from Tish and her review of our current finances and what we're able to do at the time. So with Rachel and Tish looking at this, and Jim's team looking at available funding and how we can make that work within our infrastructure needs. This all, we really do focus on feasibility as well as what we need as a village. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay, Commissioners, next item under new business is a motion to adopt an ordinance appointing a village clerk for the Village of Forest Park. Is there a motion?
I will make that motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
Sure, Nero, second.
Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Deputy Clerk?
Commissioner Maxham,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. All right,
Is ordinance 7-26.
great. So our newly appointed, or soon-to-be newly appointed village clerk is here. Carla Taylor. Carla, would you please come up and we'll go ahead and administer your oath? I state your name.
I, Carla Taylor,
Have been appointed village clerk
have been appointed village clerk in the Village of Forest Park
in the county of Cook of Forsyth.
in the County of Cook. Forsyth,
Solemnly swear
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will support the Constitution of the State of Illinois
and I will support the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will perform
and I will perform the duties of the village clerk to the best of my ability.
All right, Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing an agreement with Ryan LLC regarding the evaluation of certain areas located at or near the intersection of Brown Avenue and Franklin Street in regard to a potential tax increment financing district, or TIF. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second? Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? Commissioner Maxham.
You know, I didn't see it in the information that was included. What is the like sort of loose timeline? Like when can we expect to see the next steps happen on this?
Once this agreement is approved, if the council so chooses, we will get started pretty much immediately with Ryan LLC to start the steps needed to move forward with this. So what they estimated for me when we talked was that this could be anywhere from a 5 to 7 month process, probably closer to 5 if all goes well.
And then it says here, Ryan estimates that the cost for phase 1 is 13.5 and phase 2, 23.5. Is there anything else that I didn't see that's included in costs at this point?
As far as I know, that was it.
Commissioners, any other questions? Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Maxham,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution 15-26.
All right, Commissioners, the final item under new business this evening is a motion to approve a community center senior trip, and this is for the Timber Lake Playhouse to see Les Mis. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion on the senior trip. All right, there being none. Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Maxham,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Ragovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. All right, Commissioners, that concludes our new business for this evening. We're at Administrator's Report. Administrator Entler.
I want to take a moment to formally welcome Carla Taylor to the Village of Forest Park. I appreciate the council's patience in finding our village clerk. This started back in essentially in September when we learned that our former clerk Vanessa was going to be retiring, and we worked with Commissioner Maxham to put together the information we needed to post this position. So it has been several months in the making. The clerk for the Village of Forest Park is required to be a resident of Forest Park, a qualified elector of Forest Park. And so that puts a little bit of limitations on the candidates that come in. And so while we did receive about 25 to 30 applications for the position, finding somebody that we had several from outside of Forest Park that had applied. And so weeding through each of those to find a qualified candidate took a little bit of time. So I appreciate your patience with that. We were very excited to be one step closer to full staffing up in the clerk's office. And while it will take several months still to bring Carla up to speed, we are grateful to have a body upstairs, and that can help us, especially since we're moving into vehicle sticker sales. They're going to be coming up for expiring, and we've got our busy season with business licenses and liquor license renewals coming up as well. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Administrator. All right, Commissioner reports. Commissioner Maxim.
Yes, I would also like to officially welcome Carla Taylor. It was great to meet you last week, and I'm excited that you're here. And I want to welcome you to the Village of Forest Park, not as a resident because you already are one, but as someone who's going to be working here. And like I said, I think you're going to find the staff here is amazing. And then just a really quick update. I have heard from Director Olmsted that we can expect some new numbers on the places of eating tax, which I think the newspaper is now calling the restaurant tax, mid-March. So I'm going to be sharing that with all of you guys so we can revisit that idea ahead of the upcoming budget talks. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Commissioner Nero.
Yes, sir. First, I wanted to communicate out that some of you may or may not know that Courtney with Muse, our planner, has terminated her relationship with Forest Park, and that's going to be effective the end of next month, March 31st of 26. So with that being said, we are actively seeking and recruiting candidates to fill that role. It's a very important role for the Department of Public Health and Safety. For sure. And with the opportunities on the horizon, it's important that we get somebody in that role as soon as possible. I also want to give a shout out. I want to thank Commissioner Mellon Bergoven. We had a meeting. We discussed some of the zoning issues that have been bounced back and forth for the last year. I really appreciate the time, patience that you took out of your busy day to sit down and entertain some back and forth. Sorry about the tech issues that I was experiencing, but such is life. So I'm looking forward to your feedback just to make sure I've captured all of that properly. But again, thank you for taking the time for that. And then again, Mr. Emilio, I always appreciate your update on an annual basis. It's very enlightening to see where we're at, and I think you do a great job with that. So I appreciate that. And then, yeah, welcome to the team, Carla. That's it. End of report, sir.
Mr. Mellon Bergoven.
Thank you. And yes, no, I appreciated the opportunity to meet with you, Commissioner Nero, and share my questions and build communication to move things forward. And I will be glad to continue to do so. The couple of things happening in streets and public improvements. We had a very exciting, thrilling traffic and safety town hall last week. Thank you to everyone who attended, and especially thank you to the commission members who put in a lot of time and effort on the presentation that we provided to our residents. And we outlined our strategic plan and the work we've been doing in the past year, and answered questions from residents who attended about their specific concerns. We'll be putting the presentation that we provided up on our village website, so stay tuned for that. But it was a very important step in the transparency and the outreach that the Traffic and Safety Commission wants to provide our village residents in how we are serving our residents and being accessible to people who are concerned about traffic safety. Thank you very much to students and families who are here today from D91. It's important to recognize Public Schools Week. I personally appreciate the partnership and the community building that D91 fosters in Forest Park. And though I don't have kids myself, I know that I have been, my life in Forest Park has been improved by engaging with our schools. And I want to encourage everyone to attend. There's a Black History Month event at Forest Park Middle School on Friday, the 27th, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And that's just one of many ways that our Forest Park schools reach out to the community and incorporate all of us in community building in Forest Park. And thank you to everyone in the village, Village Hall, our staff who are gearing up for the parade. I'm looking forward to the St. Patrick's Day Parade and in bringing all of us together for a fun and community building event that we can celebrate what it means to be uniquely Forest Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan. Commissioner Vogt.
Yeah, I'll also welcome Carla Clerk Taylor to Forest Park. And I want to also thank the schools. They've been great partners with the village over the years, specifically with us and Arbor Day. The kids come out to help us plant the tree every year, or they have the last several years. And it's always great to see their enthusiasm for stuff like that and how much they know about trees. I think Sal's tree quiz didn't stump any of them. I think they knew all the answers. So we really do appreciate them. It's great to celebrate them today. And speaking of the rec board, we have a few open seats. So I still encourage people to apply. We have one application waiting for approval and another woman reached out this week, but there still are a few more seats. So we look forward to filling those soon. And that's all.
Commissioners, it's been a quiet couple of weeks since our last council meeting. Last Tuesday, we did have a visit by what's called the Corridor Development Office. They're serving the I-290 Coalition. So they simply came by to present their long-term vision for engaging communities like Forest Park, communities along the Eisenhower. You've heard me say before that the 290 Coalition was put together to seek funding for very comprehensive improvements. Jim touched on that in terms of the Des Plaines Bridge repairs coming up. A number of bridges are on their plan for repair. Circles on there, but we're kind of far down the line, I think. The good news is it ends with a comprehensive redo of 7-Eleven Des Plaines, one of our favorite locations, except it's probably out a couple of decades. But you heard Jim say that it took us 3 decades to do all the alleys, right? Nothing in government moves quickly, commissioners. I think we all know that. But in all seriousness, this is just part of the planning process, right? Government units come together. The group that came to see us included CMAP, Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning, CTA, IDOT, and staff from the Corridor Development Office. So it's going to be a long-term project. So stay tuned. That concludes my report. Having said that, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yes, sir. Nero will make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Deputy Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Mellon Rogovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye, we are adjourned.
No, that's not that. We'll bring and then teach. I'll come and teach. Not that I don't even know what I'm doing. But like, I'll come and teach. Like I'll fill in whenever she needs me to. But Paula and I want to.
All right, so we get to sign here. Your name. Yes, it's
So
official.
now, once you sign,